Something incredibly strange happened last week, right before the weekend. Apparently, the Moscow Times reported this, but Russia, like the country, Russia, blacklisted Brigham Young University. And what that means is Russia has listed BYU, the institution, as a quote unquote undesirable organization. And according to Russian law, individuals affiliated with undesirable organizations can face up to 4 years in prison in Russia. This is crazy. It was unexpected. From what it's worth, or for what it's worth, excuse me, we've got BYU professors and members of the institution that is BYU, the school, saying we have no idea what this is. We had no idea this was coming. This was completely out of nowhere. We have, let's see, a professor of history at BYU, Jeff Hardy, who said complete shock. This appeared to come out of nowhere. We were all stunned. I, doesn't seem to have much reasoning behind it other than there may have been some things that happened in the last 5 years that could have potentially made Russia upset. I don't know. Egor Demin, where does this leave him? The Russian superstar that played at BYU? That's a fair question. Cart, what does all of this mean to you?
I'm just crying at the fact that this just came someone pulled up in a BYU meeting, basically like a little meeting of the minds of BYU, the greats, the higher ups, and we're like, yeah, bad news. Russia banned us. And everyone just in the room is dropped to their knees, hands on their head. Like no, it's like that Drake meme when he was acting all fake sad when KD got hurt in that championship game. I mean, the timing of it and other things surrounding it are just kind of weird. And obviously, I might be missing some more inner workings of it, to be honest with you. But the fact that BYU can't operate within Russia and anyone who associates with it faces up to 4 years in prison, is that like a promise? Because I take that as a threat.
I mean, it certainly seems like a threat. Jokes aside here,
Well,
this,
well, don't say jokes aside, 'cause I want to make one more joke.
oh God.
I would love to take college hoops to go international, and I will call Russia's bluff, and I will pull up with BYU gear, and I was
Please,
like,
please don't fight Putin. I don't want that to be an enemy for sleepers.
see, I might be built like Brittany Griner, but I do operate differently.
Okay. So are you done with jokes on this?
Yes, now please.
Jokes aside, I think this is actually a seriously detrimental, scary development for Yegor Demin. And I don't mean to say Yegor could be imprisoned in Russia. No. But Yegor outwardly, publicly, has been a beloved BYU community member, someone who, when leaving for the NBA or announcing his decision to go to the NBA, said point blank, I plan on going back to BYU and finishing school. He wants to be almost an ambassador for the pro. He's kind of the first face of the Kevin Young era, right? There's supposed to be a bunch of future Yegor Demins, and you can't tell the story of Yegor Demin without Russia and BYU. You just can't. He's caught completely in the middle of something that has nothing to do with him. But I don't know, we got the NBA draft in 2 weeks. Yegor Devin's going to hear his name called in the first 10 picks. Is it suddenly a risk to say Yegor Demin from BYU at the NBA draft, given what Russia has now done? This video is brought to you by NBA2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's. That's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
Well, I don't think they can do anything to him here.
No,
It's
but
it's
is
it's
he
it's
is he risking being able to go back home?
that. I mean, that's on. Yeah, but also like that's on them.
Right, but if you're Yegor, you don't
Yeah,
view it that way.
I get it.
That's home.
In all seriousness, it's kind of a crappy situation because respectfully, Yegor. I don't. If I'm missing somebody, I apologize. But I can't remember the last Russian lottery NBA draft pick. Like he should be able to go home and shut down the country, right? Like he should be celebrated for what's about to happen to him. And now he can't basically. He can't celebrate the school that put him in a position, the university, the institution that put him in a position to be where he's at and be embraced by his home country. That does it's icky. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it's just like when I don't know, the best friend you grew up with, your home like hometown friend is like, "Hey, I hate your girlfriend. I don't like if you're going to be with her, I can't be your boy." And you're like, "But I love my girl. But like you're my boy. What am I supposed to do here, right?" Like but Yegor was here for a year, but what a special year it was. But like it's his home, right? He's not going to I don't think he's going to abandon his home country to keep ties with BYU. So I don't know. Long term, I hope that this at least it doesn't affect what Yegor wants to do. Because I Yegor to me seems like a guy that wants to go back to BYU, be front and center at BYU, be publicly promoting being at BYU, almost bring BYU with him to Russia, right? He wants to go
Mhm.
home and make a content opportunity for look how worldwide BYU athletes are, and that certainly doesn't seem like it can happen right now. I did try and find more details on what we think happened here. Obviously, international conflicts are not a strength of Sleepers Media. We do sports banter, but apparently there's 232 organizations that are currently blacklisted according to this Russian law. And this is only the second American university on the list. The first is Bard College, which got blacklisted in 2021 after a billionaire went on campus at the college and said, quote, "I plan to launch a global university to fight authoritarian governments." And Putin was like, "No, no, no." Nope. So, I the only thing that's been speculated that could have been the reasoning for this is that there was apparently a discussion held at BYU's David Kennedy Center for International Studies that was led by the U.S. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State, where this Secretary of State called Russia a global threat. And that happened this February. 3 months later, Russia says BYU is a no touch. So I don't know what you do with that. Again, it leaves Yegor in a very strange spot. But I can't tell. I don't think this is like a joking matter, to be honest. I think this is not a great thing. And BYU is like, what the hell? If Kevin Young and Putin were going toe to toe, though, who are you siding with?
Young.
Like, no hesitation.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm very much positive on that. Is there any Russian basketball prospects coming up that besides Yegor?
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, we'll be all right.
Yeah. Okay.